Hello, my name is Alfred. I'm a project manager at Alvestia, and today with me, the owner of Berta Agency.
Hello.
Thank you for coming today. And we have a lot of interesting questions to discuss about the real estate market in Spain. So let's get started. Can you tell us more about getting a mortgage in Spain, how hard it is to get one?
Yes, really, it is not so hard to get a mortgage in Spain. If you are not resident in Spain, you can get about 70% of the mortgage. And if you are resident in Spain, about the 80%. To get a mortgage, you must have some documents prepared before. So you need one foreign identification number that is called NIE, Número de Identificación Fiscal, NIE. You must get your accounts in order to know about the money you dispose. And you must always account that this has a cost between 1-5% of the total of the money that borrows you the bank. And you must take a time to make this, around 6-8 weeks. So it is important that you have prepared before all the documents to get the mortgage.
Yeah, it is important to have a local mortgage broker because we need to compare all the deals from all the banks, and also, again, there could be any mistakes done in the process, and this will be a running theme throughout the video, that it's better to have a local expert in the field because sometimes the processes here in Spain can get a bit of time and they require some know-how in the field.
It is very important, yes, to have a broker that they can say you what you must to make, the timings, that they can order all. That is very important to be assessed by a good professional. Yes.
What common misconceptions are there about real estate market in Spain, and what are little known nuances you'd like to clear up for our audience?
Yes, there are some misconceptions. One, for example, is that non-citizens of European Union can not buy one property in Spain. This is not true. Everyone can buy a property in Spain. It is no problem. And another misnuance is about the listed price, that in the price is all the money that you need to pay. This is not true, because you need to pay taxes too, you need to pay register, you need to pay notary. So you must out about 10 and 15% of the price of your property, of the property that you want to buy. If you buy one property in Spain, you get the Spain resident. This is true and not true, because in Spain we have one golden visa program. So if you buy one property that is more expensive than 500,000 euros, you can get, if you have another complements the golden visa, so you can get the resident in Spain.
Yes, and I think also there are some interesting nuances with regards to properties themselves. For example, there are some properties, it was a problem before, not so much now, but in rural areas, there were like properties that are registered like farms. So they're illegally constructed and registered like farms or barns, and things like that.
This is true in the rural areas. We have this problem, and in another area that is very delicate is in the coast too, because, for example, if you buy one property and the property have one swimming pool, sometimes the swimming pool is registered as one reservoir of water. Then it is not legal. You must always check.
Yes, again, it's very important to have a legal expert in the field to check everything about the property, because some things aren't listed, for example, that are built on the property, which are illegal. And also another trap of a property, I think, that people sometimes encounter here is historical properties, because they come with little strings attached and limitations on how you can renovate them, right?
Yes, yes, you must always check before to buy that these limitations, that after if you want to reform, to make something, that you can do this because it is legal to do it, and that the limitations that was before, that they are legal limitations.
Yeah, like you can install sometimes external air conditioning unit on the window, or like even like drill holes to like put the paintings there. A lot of little nuances.
Yes,
right?
yes, because they are historical properties too, that you cannot put, for example, air conditioner, or they are properties that are not historical, but it is not legal. You must always, before you buy the properties, you must make like one legal study of all the things that you can make.
Okay, next question. What factors should be considered when choosing a property in Spain? Well, I think that the basic things like proximity to transportation, schools, hospitals, we can put them down because majority of people already looking out for them. What I think is very interesting is that because Spain is a very historical country and every city has its own history, even every neighborhood has its own history. And so it's really important to read about them because they all have a lot of nuance that they bring with them, right?
Yes, right. If you buy, for example, one property in Barcelona, you must check before where you buy this property. You must, because of, for example, one neighborhood. For example, in Las Corts, you can have some traffic. In another, you can have less traffic. The pollution. You must check all this in Ayuntamiento de Barcelona. You can go in the web, or you can be assessed better with your property consultant, and you must look well where you are buying, because every neighborhood has one different characteristics of traffic, of pollution, of a little it is a very big city, so every district of the city have a different characteristic that you must check before.
Like, for example, Les Cortes in Barcelona is like a city business center, or...
Yes, Las Corts, for example, is a very demanded area of Barcelona, but it is an area that it concentrates a lot of cars, a lot of if you want to have in the near the commercial centers, all this is okay. If you want, for example, more a residential area, you must to go to Pedralbes. It depends what you are looking for.
And I also think that another big part that people sometimes don't understand about choosing a location is about proximity to the sea. Some people dream about having their house on the front line of the waterfront, but it comes with certain limitations.
Having a house or one apartment in Barcelona in the seafront, it has two aspects that are very important to contemplate. One is that the humidity and the water that make that the apartment needs more maintenance. It is very nice, but you need to spend a little more time and more money. And another thing is that the seacoast, all the seacoast of Spain are very protected. So you must take a lot of care if the apartment is or the house is legal. So because the distance and the urbanistic laws are a little different when you are in the near of the coast.
Yes, there are some limitations, and also if you have a private beach part, then you have to take care of that too. So there are quite a bit of limitations there that need to be accounted for.
This is important, yes.
Can you share some common problems that foreign buyers face when they're purchasing property in Spain and how to deal with them?
The first thing that you must make is to make one physical inspection. That means that you must go to the property that you want to buy, and you must check the roof, the plumbing, all that is all okay with a professional. And the second thing is that you must make like a legal study that all the documentation or the papers, we say in Spain, of the property are good, so to check it is good in the Registro de la Propiedad.
We just dealt with a case recently of one of our properties where it was paid for, and so in the register it was still displaying and showing that the property still has debt, but it was paid off to the bank. And even if it sounds very simple, like you already have a proof from the bank that it was paid off, it still took months to deal with that. So these things need to be taken account for
Yes.
by professional in advance, because it can take a bit of time here to deal with those documents, right?
Yes, the consultant must assess you before, because this is a very important question.
Yeah, things takes a bit of time here in Spain.
Yes. And the other thing is, some persons say the buying process is a complicated process. I think not so. The only thing that it is like, if you want to represent you in the court, that is really difficult. But if you have a good professional that takes all and check all, it is a thing that it must be not difficult. But you must check, for example, that you don't pay money that you don't need to pay, because
Yeah, there are some fees, or as far as I know, some transactional costs that are based on the party. Sometimes it's the seller who pays them, sometimes it's the buyer who pays them. So
yes,
you need to be checked in advance.
you knows what you must to pay and what the property, the owner must to pay, and this is a important thing too.
And finally, what can you tell us about luxury real estate market in Spain?
It is a very important part of the market. It is the part in we work more. And one important thing in the luxury real estate market in Spain is that all the properties are not open properties. So sometimes we have the properties are closed properties. That means that the real estate consultant know the properties that he has to sell. But if you don't ask, or if you don't go with a really good real estate consultant, you can have opportunities that you don't see. So you must take a good study of the market.
Yes, it's really important to note that a lot of properties are sold behind the closed doors. And I think the same goes for commercial real estate market, right? Because businesses don't want, especially because here they are very established, long history,
Yes.
big client bases.
Yes, a lot of people don't want that the properties are a lot in internet, on the web. So, and if they are commercial properties more, because for example, if you have one restaurant, they don't want that the commercial name of the restaurant is associated. But not only for commercial, for residential, it is the same case too.
Yes, I think it's very interesting to continue talking about commercial real estate, but I think it will be a disservice to do it in such a short video. I think it needs a different, bigger video.
Yes, this is a very important,
which we're gonna probably do next.
Okay, thank you.
Today we have delved into some very interesting questions. There are obviously more topics to come, so stay tuned for more informative videos. And we are always glad to answer any of your questions and help you in legal matters with real estate in Spain. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining me today, and good luck.